Hello. I'm with Hello Facebook, but this is not Facebook. This is YouTube. Hi, YouTube. We are back, and it is February 14th, which is Valentine's Day. So, happy Valentine's Day. Hopefully, you can celebrate with people you love. I am planning to be working on this painting more, but I will tell you that um, I'm a little stuck, but that's kind of, I guess, a good part of going live with something that I'm personally working on, is because you get to see the raw process, um, thought process, painting process along the way. So this is what it looks like so far. This is what I did last week on it. I added more birds. I had originally just had these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the middle, and then I added these other three to it. I definitely like it a lot better than I was liking it. However, it needs something else, and I'm not quite sure what that's gonna be. So I'm gonna do a little research. I was looking at like different pictures, paintings of birds to kind of get inspiration, things like that. But I was thinking of putting some greenery somehow in here, but maybe more in a gray, because there's a lot of green happening already. Too much green happening. So I basically want to incorporate something that adds a little bit more texture, I think, as we go here. Not really sure what that's going to look like. But I might actually start with looking at pictures of like birds and tree with sun. Let's try that. I don't know if that's going to bring up what I want. Um, it's almost like I want birds in jungle or something to give me some ideas of backdrops and such. So I don't know if you can see this toucan here. Not that I'm drawing toucans by any means, but background has lighter spots to it, and the sun's also going across him in certain spots, which actually is kind of a good point. I think one thing that I don't have in this picture is a light source. I don't have a light source. I don't have a distinct light source, and so that is limiting how much of this is going to look real or pop off the page is like realistic. And obviously my goal is not to go realistic. Obviously, I've been really trying to limit how much I'm filling in gaps, and I want things to be open. But it's just a little, it's feeling a little bit flat. So I think this will help me. So let's just try it here. Need some white. Purple. Start with that for now. Love my handy dandy drawer with art supplies in it. But we're gonna figure out what exactly sunspots means. But I think I have to just kind of go at it and visualize and kind of step back every time I do a little section because I don't want to get caught up in any one part, and especially if I'm trying to get a specific look to come across, I don't want to be rushing that process or kind of getting too detailed and too meticulous that it changes what my original idea was. It's hard. Painting is hard work. And coming back to the same thing is hard work. I'm gonna grab a little bit of, this is, I know, neon pink, but we want a little bit of pink present so that we can make things peachy if needed. And some green. If you're watching, say hi. Love to see who's watching. Post comments, questions, whatevs. I'm gonna squeeze out this blue-green just in case. I need a little bit of that. And, oh, you know what I might do is this blue, because there's a lot of this nice blue happening in here. Oh, and another thing that I could do, which I think I have some back there. I don't have black in this brand of paint, but I want to get a little, I try not to use black because it can be really dark and intense. But sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures, and we're going to use black. The dreaded black. No, I want to get gray, and I wasn't able to get, I've got like too many colors. I think that's what's going to help me is if I actually introduce a neutral gray, achromatic gray with no color. We should be on the right track then. Okay. So I think I'm gonna mix yellow and making sure you guys can see this okay. Yellow and white together, a little bit of green here. I'm just gonna put in some sunspots in the distance and kind of see how that looks as I go along. I'm gonna use my finger to blend the edges. Just to limit how sharp these things are, because I don't want this to overpower too much. I want the birds to be the focus here. It's nice to sit on the floor. Sometimes you gotta sit on the floor to work on stuff like this. A little sunspot in here, creeps out. Can you see it that far? Yeah. A little bit brighter in the centers of these things here. Adds a little sparkle down in there. And I can add some more of these in other places, but I want to change the color a little bit, so I can be doing it kind of in here as well. It needs to be more pinky because obviously we've got pinks happening. Ooh, and actually, if I can envision sort of a branch or a leaf even kind of back in here. I think something like that is really gonna help. Again, kind of looking back occasionally to make sure I'm not going too crazy. I think I want to change this green that I was putting up in here. It isn't looking quite right, and it's because it has pink next to it. I think if I put a little bit of a glow in the actual color that's like right there, it'll look better. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I'm touching into some of the black. Oh, it's so scary. And I want to put in maybe some suggestions of more branches down in here. And to do that, I want to hint at some more light showing. This is why I like acrylic, is because I can use my fingers. Technically in oil you could with gloves on to be safest, but I don't normally do that. A little too much chemicals for me. Not good for your skin to soak that up, depends on what you're using. Hinting at maybe a leaf thingy down here. Colors seem to be working out. I think it's good that I'm matching it up kind of with the background. It can't just be white everywhere. It can't be, greens. I don't want greens anymore. Need to limit the greens that are happening. I don't want too much contrast in the corner of the picture because that draws attention down there. And you don't really want attention off into the corner because the point is to draw people's eye into the piece itself. So I want a little bit more here. That looks kind of cool. Looks like there's stuff in the background, right? Hopefully. Now the cool thing is that I want this light to kind of glisten over over the let's see. This orange, since my orange is still out. I don't need orange anymore, but I need to make that brown, and I have a little orange for the brown, so we're gonna use this. It's technically metallic, which, it's Valentine's Day. We want to use some sparkle, right? Or is that just me? Oh, why did I add black? I don't know. What am I making? A highlight. I'm making a highlight color for the stem. Because I think that'll just help me visualize what I'm going for here. And it can be kind of neutral. I'm going to mix in orange and white and a little bit of that green blue, mostly white. It's a little too, I want a little bit more orange. I need to warm it up a little bit, maybe a little yellow. And that's going to just fall over some of this. And you'll see how, I'm not going to do tons of it, but you can see how it like looks like, oh yeah, the sun is hitting, not only interacting with the background, but it's interacting with the branch itself too. So good, stop there for now. I'm going to do some of that same thing on the birds, but let's work kind of from here going up and see what happens. Because I'm liking this so far. It's like hinting at like leaves and branches in the distance, which I hope will read kind of as such. Just add a little bit more interest to that background. Over here, I want to do the same thing. I want to add in a little bit of a brighter color. Paint is drying a little bit tacky. And if I'm doing stuff like this, I also want to kind of darken other spots. So oh gosh, I don't know what color I'm making here. Well, it's not actually too far off. Like this could be darker. Just slightly. Because then it kind of darkens that corner a little bit more. I could do a similar thing here. Just to kind of reveal more of the leaf or whatever this is more intentionally when you put a little dark in between. I'm not going to put it everywhere because it's not to kind of hint at volume. So making it look like things are curving and bending and moving and have life. Same with over here. It's like I want this to have a little bit of volume. Yeah. I'm not blocking. Oh, maybe you can't see that. Sorry. There we go. Working in this corner, just adding a little bit of value down in here. Okay, I'm liking it. So I want to bring that same idea higher up And so I've got lots of light blue. Ooh, too much water. Lots of light blue that's happening in here. So coming in, adding a little bit of that. I wonder if I should clean off my finger. Probably, because it's gonna have green and yellow on it. Okay, there we go. So putting in a little bit of that. I think it should be right here too, because that's kind of what my intention was for that spot, was to go a little bit brighter. I could hint at this being more right behind the petal or the wing there. A little bit of purple to this is going to be nice. To again hint at stems and things in the distance is really kind of the goal here, I guess. Again, I didn't really have like a distinct plan, but not sure if I should add in suggestion of leaf kind of right in here. Kind of going for big, like kind of tropical leaves. Again, no distinct plan in terms of what kind of leaf, but something kind of we're going for a blend into the background a little bit more. Hopefully shaping that leaf is kind of beneficial for the composition. You know when you put too much water? That's just what happened just now. Oops. Just kind of matching colors, adding in little sparkles here and there in the background. You can draw some more attention to certain spots by putting in even smaller hints of things. I actually really did the same thing with the blue. You know, so your attention's more like, ooh, that's pretty, that's sparkly right in there, and this is less interesting, and that's kind of the idea. uh, okay, let's see. Doing a lot of thinking here, so sorry for the silence. I guess what I want to do is maybe put in some highlighted spots on birds. The birds at the bottom anyway. I'm kind of working from the bottom to the top today. I feel like this was the spot that was hurting the most. Much paint. Oh, too late. Because this bird is kind of underneath the stick thing, he's probably going to have a shadow across his body. Which I didn't even think about. And that'll help with the direction of light. I think, yeah, that should kind of help. Probably a little bright, but or a little dark. And then we can kind of hint at the fact that the yellow green is going to really glow in that sunlight. Kind of, sticking it down in there a little bit. A little bit on his body there. It just gives them a little bit, like, just look like they're in the shade a little bit more, which is exactly what I want. So, yay. The stems, we're gonna capture a little light. A little bit of light on the belly or on the wing there. I'm gonna go into this now. Really brighten this up a little bit in here. The transition will be better. Just kind of yellow. Kind of too yellow right there. I'm gonna put a little bit of light down under this guy's beak. Shape his beak maybe a little bit more. Putting kind of a gray, gray base for some of the stuff that's happening over here. I don't really know what I'm going for, but kind of working opposite now, putting in some darks. This is really gonna help this side. I put a bunch more dark over in here. I think that's gonna really benefit the composition. Just there's two of this. Yeah, I don't know how to cover this exactly, but we're gonna go in and just put in some blobs, I guess. And kind of let it do its thing as it goes. It's a little rough in terms of texture when I kind of calm that down. There. Okay, it's darkening that corner, which I think is better. Thank you, Carissa. I think it's coming along. I'm liking it a lot better. So, moving up even more so to the top. More white. Let's see here. A little lost edge there where it kind of blends into the background is kind of pretty. This can all be quite soft. But it adds a little bit more drama there. I'm not sure I'm liking, maybe leave it for now. Kind of blue, need a little bit more of what into that one. Getting really close to the mic, so sorry if that's like really loud. Just hinting at stuff here. It's one of those I want to see it like framed. I think that would also help. I think I mentioned that last time where it's like if you frame something, it gives it kind of a border in like a stronger color. That can just kind of give it a little bit more context sometimes. Lots of suggestions of sticks happening. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. It's nice to have a camera lens to look at because it's good to see. It kind of flattens it when you look at it through another lens. And I don't know if it's in reverse for me, but there you go. So you can see the difference between the top half being really dull and the bottom starting to kind of, it looks like they're in space more. So I'm really, really liking it. So I'm going to move this up just a little bit more. So we're going to work on the top half. Bring you closer without knocking you down. And then this spot's a little confusing because it's like I was trying to do the thing that I'm doing right now. So I think what I have to do is go in with a darker. Again, I'm introducing the gray because I haven't been doing actual gray. I've been doing kind of a blue, green, or purple type of thing. And I want to introduce something that's actually more on the gray side to not compete with all these colors too much. So I'm going to put in just a little bit here. Just to kind of darken that up just a touch. Put in a little bit here. I have to kind of visualize where I'm seeing things. So I don't know if this could be something here. It's a little darker, a little bit more precise, but this is like a consistent thing through here. It can be helpful because then this could be a leaf. Like this kind of big leaf here. I'm not sure if the color is looking a little on the purple side here, but it's probably okay. It's probably just color association, or what do you call it? Color initiation? No, color. I just was using it. I don't know. It'll come back to me. Where colors look different depending on what they're next to. So you can get some really, really interesting things that happen because colors can look very different. And gray is one of those colors that when you put it next to color of any kind, it can look like the opposite color of the color that you put it next to. So you can get some weird stuff like that that happens. I'm reading a color book right now, in case I haven't mentioned that. So I'm learning a lot and loving it. Okay, not too shabby. Trying to warm up this gray, adding a little orange to it, just so it's not like too, looks very purple next to these colors here for some reason. Let's see. This part's a little confusing. What do I see in there? I think up here, what I want to do is, again, I'm going warm, adding an orange, a little bit of pink, a little bit of yellow, more white, so it's not quite so dark. A little bit of pink. I'm gonna keep it warm. And I think I wanna make sure I'm not blocking your view here. Like so. And I'm seeing like, if this was a leaf here, or part of a leaf, this could be another part of that leaf. It could come down. You could put light right there, but I want to put light where the blue is. Is it getting too dark? It might be getting a little dark. White, white, white. Like I want it to be less white and some warmer colors. I want it to be less intense, less intense. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want. A little bit more. Okay. I'm going to keep you on longer today, but if you have to go, we've been here for an hour, and I thank you for watching. But if you want to keep watching, I'm going to keep going. So we'll try to finish this baby, or at least get it to a place where I can feel more confident about it. And maybe get it framed or something so I can visualize it even better once it's got a border around the edge. This is like really open. I have to kind of make it up. It's a little scary because I really don't want to go too crazy. I think I'm going to balance it out a little first with some lighter colors. Go in with my highlights again, see if I can reveal some of this more naturally. So I think I obviously want to come in with a little bit in here. And then I've got this bright yellow is kind of irritating. So I'm going to take it out by putting in some suggestions of some more spaces for things that are happening in here. Liking that kind of bluish tint to that highlight. So I might kind of weave that down into here a little bit. Just looks a little brighter to me when it's got a bluish tint. Get rid of some of that yellow. So when I started this, I did it off camera first. And that's when I ran into problems because I wung it. I didn't really think about what my plan was. And so hence me going back and doing this multiple times to kind of fix it and to bring it back to what I was maybe hoping for. And that's the thing, is you don't really know what's in your head a lot of the time. You think you do, and then you try to get it on paper or canvas, and you're like, gosh, I have no idea what I was writing. And that's kind of what happened to me with this at first. Go back and watch my first video on this to see where it was when I'd finished my session by myself. So you can get an idea of kind of, I'm not going to say how bad it was, because it wasn't bad. It just wasn't, there was some things that were really bothering me about the composition that I was wanting to try to eliminate, fix, add, a bunch of stuff. There we go, kind of limiting that. Making it not quite so dark. So I want it to look like the sun is kind of, peeking through the branches, but you get kind of this washed out look. Yeah, because I want your attention to kind of go here. These guys are kind of extra along the top, and this down here. Okay, we're getting close, but I feel like it's getting harder as I go up. So we're gonna try this. A little bit brighter in there and here. I think I definitely want to reveal a leaf there if I can. I'm not really liking this thing. So let's just fix that first and see if I can visualize this better. Oop. A little too blue. Yeah, that's better. I love being able to fix stuff like that. Okay, then let's add in, let's go up to here, a little bit of a warmer, lighter hue, kind of beigey color. And I want to somehow reveal this leaf a little bit more. Because we're working with really light, and I'm going to darken some of these values up in here, but ooh, too light. Working with kind of a light background as it is, but I feel like I need to put the lights in, the even brighter brights. Kind of just start to see the negative space a little bit more. I don't know why I put dark right there, but I want it to be light. Yeah, that's looking not bad. Not good, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's good or if it's just kind of like, oh, not bad. I guess that's why we have that saying, not bad. It's not good. I gotta stand up and look at this from a little bit farther away to see if it's coming along the way I want to. I'll raise this up just a little bit so you can see the top half. Ooh, got some yellow. Not liking that, really. I think this is going to be too dark. I actually want it to be more like that anyway, so we're going to go back in there. But let's go tackle this side, see if we can incorporate. Oops. Some more light, so that's definitely helping me to visualize the placement of things kind of in the distance. What do I see over here? I think this needs to be the lighter. Whatever that is there, I don't know. But we're here to make it up, right? That's the job of the artist sometimes, is to completely add and create a whole world. It's kind of a yellow that I don't like. More white. I'm really liking it though. Much better, guys. Much better. It just has a lot more depth to it. It just wasn't three-dimensional. And now it is, so that makes me really happy. And I love dramatic lighting. That's what I have to remind myself when I'm painting, or want to paint, or don't want to paint. I have to say, like, what is it about painting that I love? And oftentimes it's the fact that I can create intense contrast with darks and lights. This tail was too long. Darks and lights to kind of reveal the shape of things, and it increases the color, which again I also love. So there's just a lot that goes into painting that I have to remind myself that I really, really, really love. I don't know if I'm covering stuff up that I put down already, but yeah, whatever. Okay, then we're gonna come up here. This corner is a little odd. I don't know if I love the pinks like right here by him, who has a lot of pink on him. I'm gonna limit some of that, I think. So I wanted these birds that weren't so much the focus for the highlight to almost kind of reflect and halo off of them a little bit more. So it looks like, you know, they're a little more out of focus. I think that's exactly what this will do here. I want them to look a little blurrier than the other ones. Okay, let's see. Like a hair following me. Some of this peach is okay, but I don't want it to be too crazy. So I'm gonna just put in some of that. Put in a little bit of hints of things up in here that aren't too dark and contrast. Yeah, I think I like that. So then if I lighten this and keep a lot of that peachy undertones, but then go in with a little bit, sorry, a little bit of a darker shadow, I should be able to kind of do that. And then we just have like putting a little bit more highlight on birds like I did with these guys down here, more up above. But let's make that sort of peachy color, but a little bit darker. Yeah, that's what I want. That is what I want, people. That color right there is what's gonna go in here and here. Because whatever I had originally was just a little too dark. I was kind of taking what I was putting down in here and sticking it up here, but it should be a lot lighter in value. Ooh. It's not going to go everywhere, but we're going to put it in spots that it makes sense to be a little bit darker for the sake of creating leaves, or the illusion of leaves. But I'm already out of the color. So here we go again. Take two. Can we get the same color? Let's hope we can. Something similar. I might go a touch darker just because the lightest section can be here and then the sides can go just a little bit more. Oops, a little putredy. A bit more pink. You kind of get little corners on leaves a little bit more, or tips of leaves to show more distinctly. acrylic always dries a little bit darker, so that still is looking kind of dark right there. Whoa, but you know, not too bad. Going a little peachier because these ones that are like kind of in the peach need to have a little bit warmer shadow color. I don't know if I kind of tried to embrace this color over here, but I think the green is not a good idea. So I'm going to darken and eliminate that color just because I don't think it's really helping the situation over here. A little green undertones is going to be fine, but I just didn't want it to be green over here. I think that was hurting it. Okay. Let's see now. There's just a few things that I'm not loving. Let's see. I think it's this. A little too distinct. Need to have some moments of sparkle in here. I don't know if I'm liking this in here as much as I thought, or if it's just not the right color or value. So I'm gonna kind of dull it down a little bit more. In here, and maybe put in some pure white. To kind of maybe dull it down a little bit more and to overpower it a little bit more. Kind of like that. Possibly, maybe. Let's do some birds. Let's get some highlights on these birds and see where it sits. So I got this guy a little bit, this guy I got a little bit. This one could have a little bit on his shoulder here. Maybe a little bit just across the back. Looks like he got hit by the sun. A few sunspots there. Maybe just a little bit on the top of his head. I don't want to do that too much. Since I know that I've been doing it on the other guys, all the other ones' heads too. Something like that actually works pretty good. Same color needs to come over here. Looks more like it's the sun. Yeah. So I might have a little bit there. It's hard to suggest sunspots, but well, it's a good challenge, I guess. This one could have a big, oh, need more white to make that visible. Don't want too much on those guys because they're not the attention. Put a little bit on this guy's back here. The sun is sort of peeking through. I guess the stem is the other thing we haven't done yet for highlight, at least in parts. So we're going to do that also. Okay. Oh, and then the last thing I wanted to do that I thought about when I was planning to do this today is that these birds have more, they've got like, well, I guess I have it on there, but they're a little more white around their eyes. And I think I limited it last time, but I think I want to come in and just make sure that I have enough of that around the edge. Yeah, that helps. Okay. So let's take a peek from a distance and see how that looks. Can you see the whole thing? Ta-da! I even hold it up a little higher. Ooh, that was me. Yeah, I'm really happy with this right now. And I think it's definitely close. It's close to done. So anyway, again, I have to kind of take a break, come back to it, make sure that it's done and see it with fresh eyes, because when you work on it for like an hour and a half, it can be too much for your brain. So, but I'm liking it. I see it in the picture, and I'm really, really happy with it so far. So I'll keep you posted on this one. I'll post a finished picture when it's done. But for now, I'll see you guys later. Bye.